In the heart of the small, fog-shrouded town of Balackthorn, nestled between the dense, ever-whispering pines, sat a crumbling Victorian manor. Inside this haunting house was a doll, a ragged porcelain figure with eyes that glittered unnaturally under the pitch-black night. This doll, known as إلينورا, was infamous in the town for reasons no one dared speak of openly. Lydia, an antique enthusiast, arrived in Balackthorn after her curiosity was piqued by tales of the cursed doll. Driven by a fascination with the arcane secrets of the past, she found herself at the doorstep of the Rutherford estate, the manor's off-hinged front door bemoaning her arrival with an eerie creak. "It's only a doll," she reminded herself, her voice barely a whisper against the muted air. The manor, in its decay, smelled of damp wood and ancient dust, a scent that seemed to cling to Lydia's clothes as she ventured inside. Her footsteps echoed through the empty halls until she reached the parlor where إلينورا sat, primly placed on a faded ottoman. The room was dim, the only light a flickering candle that cast long shadows, bringing to life the embroidered tapestry on the walls. Lydia approached cautiously, her eyes fixed on the doll. Eleonora's glassy eyes seemed to follow her, betraying a presence that sent chills down her spine. She tentatively reached out, her fingers grazing the cold, porcelain cheek. As if on cue, the candle flickered violently. The shadows danced more feverishly, twisting unnaturally around the room. Lydia drew her hand back, startled, half expecting the doll to leap into action. Determined to unravel the mystery, Lydia decided to spend the night in the manor. She set up a small camp in the adjacent library, where the scent of old books blended with the perfume of night jasmines creeping through the broken windows. When midnight struck, a strange sound echoed down the corridor, a soft, rhythmic tapping. Lydia, clutching her flashlight, followed the noise. Her heart pounded in her chest, each beat a drum that matched her growing sense of dread. The tapping led her back to the parlor. Her flashlight beam caught the ottoman empty. إلينورا was gone. Panic set in as she scanned the room, only to find the doll had moved to a chair by the window, its head turned slightly as if gazing outside. Startled, Lydia darted forward, hoping for some rational explanation. Yet, when she approached, the chair was vacant. A chill crept over her skin. The doll was now seated at the grand piano, its lace dress untouched by dust. Whispers seemed to seep from the walls, faintly at first, then growing in intensity. "Leave! Leave!" they urged. Trembling, Lydia tried to compose herself. Realizing the danger, she decided to leave the manor at first light. As she turned to gather her belongings, she stopped cold. A hissing, unnerving laugh filled the room. إلينورا sat on the bookshelf now, her head cocked to one side as if mocking Lydia. In an act of desperation, Lydia grabbed the doll, intending to rid herself of its curse once and for all. But as she held it, she felt a powerful surge. Visions of past owners flashed before her eyes, each one lured by the same curiosity, ultimately driven mad. She let out a cry, dropping the doll. It shattered into fine porcelain pieces, each fragment seeming to wail as they hit the ground. But the whispers did not cease. Lydia, frozen in terror, watched as the pieces began to stir on their own, slowly reforming under an unseen force. Understanding the doom impending, Lydia fled the manor, never looking back.